Hello again, my friends. So, question of the day that I want to answer is from Miss Angela Dyer Nagel. Miss Angela Dyer Nagel. She says, I teach 4 sections of an education core class, all education majors, all aspiring to be brand new. Let me start this over. Today's question of the day is from Miss Angela Dyer Nagel. She says, I teach 4 sections of an education core class at a university, all education majors, all aspiring to be brand new teachers. They are worried about the current climate of education and how teachers are talked about in the media and the trend toward education moving toward banning books, using AI, etc. I would love to have some inspirational thoughts and comments for these aspiring teachers that it is worth all the hard work, all of the tears, and all of the effort. I know they have the passion and the drive, but they are scared as to what they hear is happening in schools. So, Miss Nagel, Dr. Nagel, thank you for your question. Thank you for your work. So, to all of the teachers in training, all of you in grad school, all of you who are thinking about becoming teachers, I want to thank you for your intention and for your commitment to even begin this journey. Okay, education right now is facing so many challenges. We are dealing with a teacher shortage. We are dealing with attacks from politicians. We are dealing with attacks and all these agendas from folks getting on school boards who have never been in a classroom, and yet they have a whole lot to say about what you do and how you should do it. And there are all kinds of other challenges, the use of AI being incorporated into the classrooms and how it's going to affect education. And then bigger questions about whether or not schools need to reform their curriculum in order for students to be prepared to graduate, to succeed in school and graduate prepared for work and life. Is the curriculum actually relevant to and actually preparing students to succeed in life and in work? And so those are big questions, but there are other questions that I think you should keep in mind too. So without public education, we won't have an educated public. And there are so many kids coming from homes, coming from environments where there's not a lot of support. Education has not been valued. There are all kinds of challenges: alcoholism, drug addiction, physical, mental abuse, poverty, you name it. Kids are facing so many problems today. And showing up to school, curriculum is the last thing on their mind. Math is the last thing on their mind. The food groups in the classes that they're teaching food groups in doesn't really matter to them because they don't know what they're going to eat tonight. Some of them only show up to school because they need food that the school provides. There's so many needs among our young people in our schools, and I'll guarantee you this: technology will never, ever be more effective than a face-to-face, one-on-one interaction with a human being. Listen, AI is great, ChatGPT is wonderful, and it can answer a lot of questions, but there are a whole lot of social, emotional issues that people deal with that only a person can really help, or at least help most effectively. Okay, and so seeing you, feeling you, talking to you, learning from you will be far more effective than any technology. We even learned during COVID that roomies and zoomies learn differently, and those who were on Zoom, they just weren't as engaged. Many of them didn't do the work that was assigned to them. Not only that, they lost some social skills. And so education needs excellent teachers, people with hearts filled with love and souls generated by grace. People who get into this believing that even on your worst day, you can be a student's best hope. You get into this because you love kids and you care about their future. You get into this because someone needs your help. Someone needs your hope. Someone needs your love. Someone needs your smile. Someone needs a hug from you. And those things matter more to me than all the other stuff that you're facing. And you have to focus on the kids. You have to focus on the kids when you're doing this work. Focus on the needs of the kids. Focus on the needs and the challenges that they're facing. The problems they're facing that you can help them overcome, that you can help them make it through, that you can help them endure. And when you do that, when you build relationships with these kids, when you are meeting them on their level, and you're letting them know, I see you, I care about you, you mean something to me, you're greater than your circumstances, you're greater than poverty, you are greater than racism, you are greater than anything around you that is trying to limit your potential, and I see that in you, I believe in you, I love you, I care for you, and I'm here for you. My friend, that's where I think you need to stay focused. That's what you need to stay focused on. Because sometimes the administration at the school you're serving at will try to kill your joy, steal your joy, make you miserable. The culture there will be, not healthy, and it will discourage you. You'll be working with some people who don't believe in education anymore. They've been burned out. They've been burned. They're frustrated. They're overwhelmed. Maybe they've overstayed their time, and maybe it's time for them to turn the page. I don't know. Because education can use you up and burn you out and spit you out and just forget about you. But I've been able to do this work for 23 years because my heart has stayed focused on the kids, focused on the teachers who work with those kids, and focusing on what to me has eternal significance, has cosmic significance, can literally alter the trajectory of a kid's or a teacher's entire life. And so when you do this work, you have to keep your heart in the right place. Stay connected with other teachers and educators who believe like you believe. And sometimes you're going to have to believe in someone else's belief in you until your own belief sets in. And sometimes others are going to have to believe on your belief and lean on your belief because they're going to lose it because of an experience with a kid, because of difficult parents, because of an administrator who is so out of touch with what's going on in the classroom. For whatever reason, funding, all these standardized tests that you all have to do, and you're teaching to a test and all that stuff. Man, look, you're gonna have some little Manny Scotts in your life who need your help. They need your help. They're on the edge of committing suicide, at the edge of dropping out. They're at the edge of doing something that could ruin their entire lives. And they just need one person to show up and say, I see you, I care about you, you matter to me, and I need you here because I see big things for you. Believe in my belief in you until you can see it for yourself. And while you're building those relationships, you're teaching them some of the fundamentals that they need to know in order to succeed in school. The spelling, the grammar, the reading, the writing, the history, the geography, the fine arts, the physical education. All of that stuff is great, but let it be built upon your relationships. And keep your heart in this work. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. And your work is not in vain, my friend. My life and much of the success I have now is largely due to the fact that I had teachers in a very broken system meet me on my level and lift me to where they believed I could be. Okay? The system that I grew up in, the systems, I lived in 26 places, the systems were so broken and so impersonal. But it was the teachers in those systems that made the difference in my life. You can have a huge impact even in that broken system. You can, and I actually think the only way to really change the system is to be in it, in a part of it. And you can be the light that changes everything. You can be that catalyst for change. You can be that one person that alters everything for a student, for a teacher, for an administrator, for a campus, for a community. It can be you. I'm thinking of a teacher that I met recently. He's one of my son's teachers. He's an amazing teacher, man. His name is Mr. Hollingshead. This man has won Teacher of the Year like 3 or 4 times in the last like 6 years or 7 years or something. He's an amazing teacher. When I met him, I mean, just an outstanding educator, man. And my son loves him. All of the students at the school love this guy. The staff loves this guy. He's special. He loves his kids. He believes in education. And he shows up every day as his best, man, building relationship with kids, breathing life into the content, into the subject matter. He teaches language arts, I think. And so he brings everything to life. He puts his personality into it, and the kids love him. But he understands kids, and he gives them space when they need it. And there are many challenges that he's facing in his school and in his system. There are all kinds of challenges we're facing in our district. But this man shows up every day knowing that even on his worst day, he is his students' best hope. And I think you have to believe that. You have to believe. You have to believe. There's so many reasons to not believe. There's so many reasons to give up. There's so many reasons to do something else with your life. And yet you're here. You are here. And while you're here, I pray that you give it your very best, that you believe against all odds that it is not about where a kid's from, but it's about where you can help that kid go because of education, because he or she is in your class. My friend Principal Kafele asked a question: is my classroom better because I lead it? Is my school better because I lead it? Is my district better because I lead it? Your classroom can be better because you're in it. The lives of your students can change because you're in them. You can be the person that changes everything for a kid. And I'm living proof of that. And I know several other stories like mine because of educators like you. Okay? And let me say this too. There are a lot of young educators coming into the profession who have chips on their shoulders, who believe that they are the saviors of the education system. And they come in with an arrogance as though they know everything, and the veterans who've been there know nothing and they're doing it wrong and all of that stuff. Don't have that attitude either. Humble yourself. Go in with the confidence that you can make a difference, while also having a humility that you can learn from others who have been there. They can show you the ropes and they can teach you some things. You keep what you can keep and you throw away what isn't relevant for you. But don't go in with this chip on your shoulder that you are the savior of the education system that you're working in, okay? I hope that helps you. I pray you have a long, effective, flourishing, fruitful career, and that you find all of the joy and the fulfillment and the growth that you're seeking on this path. All right? I'm Dr. Manny Scott. I hope you find me on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and follow me, subscribe to my pages, because I'm sharing a lot of information like this on these platforms. Okay, I'm trying to make a difference as long as I have the strength and the time. All right, God bless you. Have an amazing year. Have an amazing semester. And remember, even on your worst day, you can be a student's best hope. I'm out.